folks. Jack and GT here from Fed Joints to Beer Joints, and today we've got justice for sale. Justice for sale, and the first on the auction block, we got a hell of a good deal.
Oh, Presidente Hernandez there, I think is who you're talking about. This
Yes.
this is so egregious. I still can't wrap my mind around it that we're down there we're blowing boats up supposedly that are bringing drugs to America, but they're probably going to Europe, and we're justifying it. He says for every one of them little boats he blows up, he saves 25,000 lives. Well, by arresting this guy under that matrix, 400 tons of cocaine. I mean, he let out the biggest mass murder in the history of the world. If we base this on his numbers,
Actually said he was moving this stuff into the United States to shove it up the nose of the gringos. He would wanted to
yeah,
kill Americans. That
yeah,
was his goal. That was his
yeah,
goal. And to make America great again, we need to let him out because that's what happened. Yeah.
yeah. Well, but then again, it's not it's who you know, and this guy apparently is friends with Roger Stone. That smarmy guy, I don't know if you people remember him, but he's a seedy character involved in, he was Trump's guy, but fixer for years. I don't know their whole relationship, obviously, but apparently he came. Trump really didn't know who this guy was, this president, and Roger Stone came and petitioned on his behalf. Well, they asked, and Trump gave him the pardon, and then when they interviewed Trump later and they asked him, and he said, "Well, I don't really know that much about it." I think he's telling the truth. I think
Yeah.
Roger Stone just came and asked him, and I'm sure, Roger Stone claims he got no remuneration for it. There was no money. He just did it because he thought the guy got screwed. Come on, Jack. That's not Roger Stone.
How much cocaine did this guy traffic? I mean, it was amazing. With 400
400
tons?
tons. Yes.
Okay. How do you ever get out of prison for that? Okay, let's go to another example. I'll give you an example. I was in Latuna with a kid who was in for 2 bales of marijuana. How much a bale weigh of marijuana? I don't even know.
About 24 pounds, 20 to 24 pounds, right around in
Let's
there.
say it's 25 pounds, and these 2 bales are 50 pounds of marijuana. He got 12 years for 2 bales of marijuana, and they weren't gonna let him out. He tried everything, got nothing. No, he stayed there. And his story is so sad and ridiculous. On our new music channel, we have a song about it. It's called The Pot Song. And it's about this kid. There'll be a link down below. You can click right to it and take you to the song. Take a listen to it. It's a true song. It's very good. It's funnier than hell, too. Not so funny if you're the kid, but otherwise it is. But that's the connection. So that kid got that, couldn't get out. But this guy has 400 tons of cocaine, and the president pardons him and doesn't even know who he is. I mean, if he
Yeah.
doesn't know who he is, which is worse? Which is worse? He doesn't know who he is, or he does know who he is? Which one's worse? I'm not even sure in this case.
That's a pretty good question, actually. But this it's and there's so many people. Usually, too, when you get pardoned, a lot of times you've already got like 15, 20 years. They go through the pardon office. They make their recommendations. You know how it works,
Yeah.
and now there's people that really need to get pardons. He's actually closed down that part of the pardon process. He's taken the people out of that office, so the people that really should maybe get some relief, they're not getting it, and yet the people with money, they're getting relief. I'll give you another example. The guy who did Silk Road, I think his name was Ross Ulbricht or something like that. Well, Silk Road they paid with Bitcoin. He was facilitating gun deals, drug deals. He had like 2 life sentences or something like that. I can't remember now. And he got a pardon when from Trump. And this guy actually, what's the worst thing for the Department of Justice is a way to circumnavigate them chasing the cash. What chasing the money is the way they solve a lot of cases, the big, trafficking cases. And this guy was letting people pay for sex, guns, drugs with Bitcoin. They couldn't even track this shit. And that's really kind of anathema to how they get things done.
They've
Yeah.
got the money. If you got the money, you gotta have the money. So the MAGA people, if you run into trouble at all, and if you're a poor person, don't worry about it. And you get in prison, call the White House. But wait a minute, if you ain't got any money, don't make the call. because you ain't getting out. You don't give a shit about you. I mean, that's the problem right there. That's how it's happening. You gotta have the money, and you gotta be able to help the president financially, and then you'll get out. It's for sale right now. It's if you think we're kidding, go back and look at all the commutations and pardons, and take a look at the people, look them up, and you'll find out you ain't in that club. You're not in that
No.
club,
No,
you know?
I wasn't in it, that's for damn sure, and, like I said, I got 22 years in, most of it for marijuana,
Yeah.
and yet they didn't know I didn't get any break, I know you didn't get any break,
Well, to take it back, I wanna take it back a step further how bad it is right now, and people can say, "Well, it's always been like that." No, it hasn't always been like that.
no,
When I was
it
in Latuna
hasn't.
no, because I was in Latuna, we had, Wesley Snipes was in prison, and now we didn't have Wesley Snipes with us, but we had his accountant were there with us, and Obama said, "No." His attorney and stuff, no, 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 not doing it, not doing that. And, but, uh, but as far as the rest of them went, that they were named people, um, you and I, NFL player was in with us. He didn't get one, and so there was a lot of these people, they didn't get them then. Now, and there was a lot of money for some of these people. Now, no, it's money. What can you pay me? What can you do for me? What can you give me? You know, it's for sale.
Oh, big money people did their time. Back in the
Big,
day,
big
Ivan
money people
Boesky,
did.
Milken. Milken
Yeah.
paid a $500 million fine back when there was only
Yeah.
a few billionaires back then. That was huge money. He paid the fine, but he didn't get out.
Nope. He did
He
his
he
time.
he did his
Yeah.
time. You know what? Another funny one is how Trump always goes on about Chicago being the most dangerous place in the world. That's all there is. Well, the head of the gangsters' disciples, that's the
Yeah.
biggest black gang, and it's one of the bigger ones in the country, but it's definitely is the biggest one in Chicago. The leader of that, I think his name's Larry Hoover or something. He got a pardon. Well, I thought Chicago and the gangsters' disciples, they're dangerous. They kill people.
Yeah.
That's one of the
Regularly.
most dangerous. Huh?
Regularly, they kill people.
Regularly, yeah, exactly. And he let him out, and don't know why. I thought you were trying to clean Chicago up. That seems kind of out of sync to let this guy out.
Hold on,
I
see.
don't understand it.
Another part in this whole thing that's just mind-boggling to me, a lot of these people he's letting out have stole money from US citizens. Lots of money.
Yes.
Lots and lots and lots of money. And these people are waiting for their restitution. So they're not gonna get their that's all wiped out now. There's no restitution that once that happened. It's over, it's gone. And some of these guys are actually in the process of a liquidation process to pay restitution to the victims. That's stopped now. So if you're a victim of one of these people, you're a victim. Now you're a
Yep.
victim, not the person, you're a victim of the United States government, and you're a victim of the president of the United States. That's a fact on how else you level it. He's decided you're not worth your restitution, you know. So apparently you're not big enough.
Out billion, and the thing about it
Billion.
is, it's just like this president, they just started their sentence. They didn't really do any of the time,
Not,
and they got out.
nope.
Usually, you gotta do some of the time. They didn't do and this guy who took billions, the people are crushed because they supposedly had, like, 700 million that they were supposed to get back and distribute. Well, it's just what you said, once that pardon came through, he's not on the hook for it anymore, so there goes their restitution.
I got to go on this U.S. Assistant Attorney General Todd Blanche, I believe is his name. I watched a video of him live being questioned where he's on one of our actually a network news channel, and he says he's in charge of the Bureau of Prisons. He's the one that had Ghislaine Maxwell moved to the camp, and he says she's not getting any special treatment stuff. And the reason they moved her, the reason, according to this man, the reason they moved her, the Bureau of Prisons policy is if you're in a federal prison and you feel threatened, you can go to the administration and you can have your location adjusted, they call it, or you can be moved to another facility where you're safe if you feel threatened. And it happens every day. He goes, that's one of the that's what we do. And she felt threatened. Now, apparently,
Yeah.
I missed that goddamn thing because how many people did you see go to? They call it check in prison. If you're done something, and everybody's pissed off at you, crossed the gang the wrong way, you stole something, you're a snitch.
Yeah.
You go down to the lieutenant's office, is called, to check in. And a lot of times you'll find out when you get down there, lieutenants go, fuck you, you're going back to general population. And if you do check in, you gotta tell them why, who's after you, you gotta divulge all this information, and then once you're in checked in, you're in solitary. It's not like you're going to a fucking camp. They're not gonna
Mhm.
send you from behind the fence to a fucking camp unless you give it up on a whole bunch of people and you're a rat, and then they might, but I never had anybody that happened to. Most of the snitches wanted to check in because they were snitches, and we had a lieutenant down, he knew you were a snitch. Too fucking bad for you, buddy. You should have thought about that before you got here. And you went back, and it wasn't pleasant, and nobody stepped up. And Todd Blanche says he's the head of the Bureau of Prisons. Apparently, I thought, like I didn't know that was the case. He says he is.
Well, I
So,
thought the director of the BOP was the head of the Bureau of Prisons,
well,
but
apparently you're mistaken.
yeah, this whole thing stinks. And you're right, Jack. When you go check in, they don't see the reason that they don't give you a break when you check in because so many people would check in. They run up a drug debt, a gambling debt. They maybe said something about someone. They're afraid, So when you go in there, they leave you in seg, like you say. And if they transfer you, you're usually in seg for 6 months first.
Yeah,
They sit you down in seg for 6 months, and then they send you somewhere shitty. You don't get to go to a better place. As a rule, you get to go to a worse place.
yep,
And the whole thing, it's just
yeah.
a big lie. And I don't know what they're gonna do with her, but obviously something's afoot. But the whole thing that he's saying, it's a lie. We've been there. I, I've been to, I don't know, I've been in 9 federal prisons. I've never seen that happen. It's just bullshit.
But the other thing he said was this: the reason he went down and talked to her is because she had something to say. And whenever a federal inmate has something to say, they need to go listen to him. How many How many U.S. attorney generals did you see in your federal time because somebody had something to say? What do you think?
I saw
I mean,
one. I
did
saw
you?
one, but it was on a big tour. It Gon might have been Alberto Gonzalez, I forget. Somebody came one time I saw an AG come through, and it was a big deal, but it was just a tour. It was a show pony thing, had
Yeah.
nothing to do with him coming to talk to someone.
But this guy says, "But federal prisoners got something to say. They gotta come listen to him." Really? I missed that one too.
Man.
Apparently, Todd Blanche wasn't around. This guy is a fucking superhero. I mean, he is. He is. I mean, he's a what he is. He's a complete fucking liar. Is what he is. A
Yeah.
total liar. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they try to sell this, and there's just hundreds of thousands of people like us that been to federal prison. There's a couple 100,000 in there now, and so anybody who watches him is just going, well, God, that's not the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't go down like that. Yeah, you got nothing coming in there, unless unless you're Ghislaine, then you got plenty coming.
Well, that shit though, as well. Like, that shit all happens before you go in. That those deals are cut before you go in, and
Yep.
then you hope to hell no one finds out about it when you get in there. Those guys hope to hell nothing finds out about it. Because there's one strange thing in the Bureau of Prisons that I noticed. When someone gets sent from one prison to the next one, it's supposed to be top secret, but the guys at the prison they're coming to know all about him before he gets there. Have you ever noticed that? They know
Yeah.
all about it. If you're a
Yeah.
rat and you're coming there, they know all about it when you get there. So
Yeah,
there ain't no
R&D's
secret.
got the R&D clerks get the files of everyone who's coming. They have to make them up clothes, a little clothing package, the whole deal. So the file gets there ahead of them, yes.
Oh, yeah, the shot callers know it all. That's all I got for this week. You got anything else you wanna add?
Not just, go check out the Pot song. It's on
Yeah, check out the pot
Spotify,
song.
and, yeah, and it's a great song. Well, Coming Home from Behind the Fence has another little prison ditty, that's on there also. They're good songs. Go give them a listen.
Look them up on Spotify, or you can look under Jack Straw on Spotify. So it's Jack and GT here from Fed Joints to Beer Joints. We'll be seeing you next week. Take care, everybody, and